15 Things You Didn't Know About Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by Alux.com. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. Today revealing some interesting and surprising facts about one of the most successful basketball players in the history of the NBA, Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal was born March 6, 1972 in Newark, New Jersey. He took his high school basketball team to the state championships and then went on to play for Louisiana State University. Shaq left college early to enter into the NBA and was chosen by the Orlando Magic as the #1 draft pick in 1992. Shaq played 19 seasons in the NBA from 92 to 2011, playing for the Orlando Magic, Los Angeles Lakers, Miami Heat, Phoenix Suns, Cleveland Cavaliers, and Boston Celtics. He ended his career with 4 championship rings and 28,596 career points. He's considered by many to be one of the greatest players in the NBA history. Since his retirement from basketball, Shaq has made the transition to being a successful sports analyst and businessman. He's also had a music career, starred in movies, been featured in video games, and explored his interests in professional wrestling, MMA, and law enforcement. We're inspired by Shaquille O'Neal's ambition, talent, incredible success, and ability to adapt. So, let's take a closer look now at this basketball star and businessman with the 15 things you didn't know about Shaquille O'Neal. Number 1. He spent his first $1 million in just one day. Before Shaq even got drafted, he made an endorsement deal with a trading card company for $1 million. As soon as he had the money, he went to a car dealership and bought the black Mercedes he always wanted for $150,000. When he took the car home, his stepfather asked where his car was, so they went back to the dealership and bought the same $150,000 car for him. Then Shaq decided to buy a $100,000 car for his mother. After that, he went on a shopping spree and bought suits, jewelry, car accessories, and more. The next day, his bank called him and told him his account was overdrawn by $60,000. Shaq says he learned a valuable lesson that day about how he should handle his money going forward. Number 2. He is the second heaviest player in NBA history. Okay, it definitely feels rude to talk about someone's weight, but it's no secret that Shaquille O'Neal is a big guy, and we know most of the weight is muscle. But while he was playing, he weighed between 325 and 360 pounds, or 147 to 163 kilograms, making him the second heaviest player to ever be in the NBA, behind Oliver Miller, who weighed in at 375 pounds, or 170 kilograms. Number 3. He's released 4 rap albums. In 1993, the year after he was drafted, Shaq released his debut rap album, which was entitled Shaq Diesel. Although his rap abilities were criticized, the album went platinum. He followed up with 3 other albums in the next 8 years. He also contributed 3 songs to the soundtrack for the film Kazam. Shaq largely retired his rap career in 2001, but he did come out with a diss track in 2017 aimed at LeVar Ball, who claimed that he and his younger son LaMelo could beat Shaq and his son Sharif in a game of basketball. Number 4. He was featured on a Michael Jackson song. Shaq was a guest rapper on the Michael Jackson song Too Bad, which was on Michael's 1995 album History. He also contributed to Aaron Carter's 2001 song, That's How I Beat Shaq. Number 5. He's worked as a reserve police officer in Los Angeles, South Florida, and Tempe, Arizona. Shaq has always had an interest in law enforcement, so in 2005, he went through the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Reserve Academy and became a reserve officer with the Los Angeles Port Police in 2004, while he was playing with the Los Angeles Lakers. When he was traded to the Miami Heat in 2005, he became a Miami Beach Reserve officer, earning a salary of $1 per year. In 2015, he became a reserve officer in South Florida. He takes no salary and he pays his own insurance costs. Number 6. He's made some very lucrative investments. Shaq was an early investor in Google, Apple, and General Electric, and he was able to acquire pre-IPO shares of all of these extremely successful companies. More recently, he bought early shares in both Lyft and Uber. Shaq says that one investment he passed on that he regrets is Starbucks. When Howard Schultz, the owner of Starbucks, made a pitch to Shaq to invest, he passed on the opportunity, but later was kicking himself when Starbucks made a deal with Magic Johnson instead, and then blew up in popularity. Number 7. He's purchased hundreds of businesses. Shaquille O'Neal currently owns about 150 car washes, 20 Krispy Kreme donut locations, and a few Las Vegas clubs. In the past, he also owned 40 24-hour fitness gyms and 155 Five Guys restaurants, but he eventually sold them off. He's also a minority owner in the Sacramento Kings NBA team. Number 8. He was estranged from his biological father for most of his life. When Shaquille was a baby, his father, Joe Toney, struggled with drug addiction and ended up being incarcerated. After he was released from prison, he relinquished his parental rights to Shaq's stepfather, Philip Harrison. We should mention here that Shaq took his mother's last name, in case you were wondering. O'Neal formed a close bond with his stepdad and did not speak to his biological father from the time he was a child up until the age of 44. He wrote a song about his father called "Biological Don't Bother" that was on his 1994 rap album. When he finally reconnected with his father in 2016, he told him, "I don't hate you. I had a good life. I had Phil." Number 9. Shaq has a $250 million mansion in Orlando, Florida. Shaq owns a few properties, but the most impressive is the 76,000 square foot mansion he bought for $250 million in Orlando, Florida. The home has 11 bedrooms, 13 bathrooms, a full-size basketball court, a cigar room, a wall of fame filled with signed jerseys of legendary players, a movie theater, a Superman statue, and a massive garage. He even uses a hoverboard to move from room to room. He refers to the estate as Shaqapulco. Number 10. His net worth is $400 million. Shaq may have been retired from basketball in 2011, but he still has several revenue streams, including his sports analyst role on the program Inside the NBA, and endorsement deals with Gold Bond, Icy Hot, and more. His estimated net worth is $450 million, which is very respectable, but it doesn't quite compare to the $1.5 billion his fellow NBA star Michael Jordan has to his name. If you want to find out some more interesting facts about Jordan, click in the upper right-hand corner to watch our video of 15 things you didn't know about Michael Jordan. Number 11. He has a PhD in education. I mentioned earlier that Shaq dropped out of college, but he did go back to get his bachelor's degree in the year 2000. He then got his MBA online through the University of Phoenix in 2005 and went on to receive his PhD in education from Barry University in 2012, so feel free to call him Dr. O'Neal from now on. Number 12. He's appeared in 16 movies and 19 television shows. Shaq has acted in 16 movies from 1994 to 2017, including Kazam, Scary Movie 4, Grown Ups 2, The Lego Movie, and Show Dogs. When he appears in a TV show, he almost always plays himself. He's made cameo appearances on 19 television shows, including Curb Your Enthusiasm, WWE Raw, Southland, and The Simpsons. Number 13. He has owned dozens of customized vehicles. Shaq's car collection is constantly evolving as he gets easily bored and buys and sells cars frequently. Almost all of his cars are customized to fit his large frame and personal preferences. Cars he owns or has owned include a stretched Lamborghini Gallardo, his Superman Cadillac Escalade, a Porsche Panamera, a Mercedes-Benz S-Class, a Cadillac DTS, a Jeep Wrangler, an extended Ferrari 456, an SRT 8 Charger, and a Bentley Continental GT. Number 14. Shaq bought LeBron James a Rolls-Royce Phantom. Shaquille O'Neal gave a white Rolls-Royce Phantom to LeBron James as a 25th birthday gift in 2009. At the time, the two star players were teammates on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The car cost over $400,000, and Shaq said he paid the total cost up front. Number 15. He only made one three-point shot his entire career. When you're talking about the best players to ever play the game of basketball, Shaq has to be in the conversation, but a few of his stats aren't so impressive. For example, throughout his entire career, he only made one three-point shot, and he had a 52.7% free throw rate. He actually missed 5,317 free throws in his NBA career, which puts him behind only Wilt Chamberlain for most free throws missed. Now that you've learned some more about Shaq, we'd love to know, where do you think he ranks among the greatest basketball players of all time? Let us know what you think in the comments. Still here? Here's a bonus fact just for you. One day when Shaq had just gotten out of practice, he went by a Bentley dealership in Los Angeles. He says he was wearing raggedy clothes and the salesman obviously didn't recognize him. He asked how much the Bentleys were, and the salesman responded, "Can you afford it, sonny boy?" Shaq said he never really wanted a Bentley, but he bought 3 of them that day and spent nearly $1 million because he was so upset. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.